Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 2 college football rankings. So, briefly recapping my rankings from last week and what they did in Week 1. At number 10 was Penn State. They beat West Virginia 38-15. 9 was Alabama. They destroyed Middle Tennessee, winning 56-7. 8 was Notre Dame. They dismantled Tennessee State, winning 56-3. 7 was Florida State. They easily beat LSU 45-24. 6 was USC. They blew out Nevada, winning by a score of 66-14. 5 was Clemson. They were upset by Duke, losing 28-7. 4 was LSU. They were destroyed by Florida State, 45-24. 3 was Ohio State. They beat Indiana 23-3. 2 was Michigan, who beat East Carolina 30-3. And 1 was Georgia, who rolled past UT Martin 48-7. Now, this week's rankings are quite difficult because I don't want to overreact to just one week, but at the same time, I don't want to not react at all and change my rankings. So if you guys disagree with any of my rankings, feel free to comment below. But getting into things, at number 10, we've got Tennessee. So they beat Virginia 49-13. There's not a ton to say about their performance. They did what was expected, destroying Virginia. Quarterback Joe Milton looked pretty good. He had 4 total touchdowns, 2 passing, 2 rushing. And Tennessee also ran the ball extremely effectively with 287 rushing yards and 5.5 yards a carry. And if they can run the ball effectively, that could really make their offense really dangerous because they're already going to have a really good passing attack. But Tennessee, an easy win over Virginia in Week 1. They check in at number 10. Number 9 is Washington. So they were dominant in their first game, beating Boise State by a score of 56-19. Quarterback Michael Penix Jr. was elite with 450 yards and 5 touchdowns, 4 of which came in the first half. The offense was dominant, and the defense was good, but they weren't really tested. So Washington, they enter at number 9. Next game is against Tulsa. At number 8, we've got Penn State. So they were great in Week 1, beating West Virginia by a score of 38-15. Their quarterback, Drew Auer, was really good in his first college start, throwing for 325 yards and 3 touchdowns, and showed he's a true playmaker at the quarterback position. And also, as expected, Penn State's run game was great as they ran for a total of 146 yards and 4.4 yards a carry. So Penn State should be really good this year, and really good with Drew Auer at quarterback. They enter number 8. 7 is Alabama. So they were dominant over Middle Tennessee, winning 56-7. Jalen Milroe started the game at quarterback and finished the game with 5 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 2 rushing. Now, I'm still not sold on Alabama or Jalen Milroe, but Milroe was very good. He showed he could be a dynamic playmaker at the quarterback position, and after a dominant win, Alabama enters at 7. Next week, they've got a big game against Texas. Number 6 is Notre Dame. They move up to 6 after a dominant win over Tennessee State, 56-3. They improved to 2-0 in the season after beating Navy in Week 0, and Notre Dame has outscored their opponents 98-6 in their first 2 games. Now, I know it has been against Navy and Tennessee State, but Notre Dame has looked great so far. They check in at 6. Number 5 is USC. So they were great offensively, putting up 66 points in their win over Nevada. Caleb Williams threw for 319 yards and 5 touchdowns, and now has 9 touchdowns in the first 2 games of the season. And USC also ran the ball extremely effectively, averaging 10.5 yards a carry and also running for 215 yards. And the USC defense was also a little better, allowing 14 points after allowing 28 in Week 0. But USC, after another great offensive performance, they enter at number 5. Number 4 is Florida State. So they were one of the most impressive teams in Week 1. They destroyed a previously top 5 LSU team, winning 45-24. They used a dominant second half where they outscored LSU 31-7. Quarterback Jordan Travis was great with 5 total touchdowns. He was the first Florida State quarterback with 5 touchdowns since Jameis Winston in 2013. And Michigan State wide receiver transfer Keon Coleman made an instant impact in this Florida State offense with 9 catches for 122 yards and 3 touchdowns. Florida State dominated another quality team. They find themselves at number 4. I could see the argument having them at 3. At number 3, I've got Ohio State. So I am keeping them at 3, but I can see the argument to have them lower because they really weren't that great against Indiana. They only won 23-3, but I opted to keep them at 3 because I don't want to overreact to one game. But Ohio State was not very convincing this past week, scoring only 23 points. Quarterback Kyle McCord was not great, totaling just 239 passing yards and an interception. Now, they ran the ball well, but their pass game definitely needs to figure things out, and they will have a good opportunity to figure things out next week when they face what should be an easy task of Youngstown State. But Ohio State enters at number 3. Number 2 is Michigan. They were good in their 30-3 win over East Carolina. Quarterback J.J. McCarthy was great with 280 yards and 3 touchdowns, and super smart running back Blake Corum has 73 rushing yards and a touchdown on 7.3 yards a carry, and showed he's one of the best running backs in the country. Good win for Michigan. They enter number 2. N1 is Georgia. They easily beat UT Martin, as I said before, 48-7. They got off to a bit of a slow start, but they used a big second half to get the win. And until someone beats Georgia, they're going to remain at number 1. But those are my Week 2 college football rankings. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications so much after videos. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my rankings, disagree, and why. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.